This scary story was sent in by a user. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I read this story, I thought it was a bit ridiculous. Like, why would you put a guest on the 3rd floor if the elevator is broken? Common sense, right? But then I realized something. Maybe this isn't the smartest protagonist in the world. So let's play along for a bit, shall we? Let's pretend that this guy is actually staying in a hotel room. Anyways, he gets to his room, which is on the 3rd floor, and he opens the door and everything seems fine. However, he quickly notices that all of the other doors have peepholes except his. Now, personally, I think this detail is kind of important, because it means that someone specifically went around and covered up the peephole in his room. But protagonist here doesn't seem to think so. Oh, he's just gonna ignore that little detail and go to bed. But of course, when he goes to bed, he hears some really creepy ass noises in the hallway, shuffling footsteps, whispers, knocking. Every time he goes to check, though, there's nothing there. Then at 2:17 a.m., he hears 3 slow knocks on the door. Now, at this point, I'd say the rational thing to do would be to call the front desk and ask what the hell is going on. But instead, protagonist decides to check out the creepiest part of the situation, the door. He creeps up to the door and looks through the crack, even though he already established earlier that there was no peephole. But whatever, he looks out and sees nothing, but then he notices a note that says, "You're not supposed to be here." Yeah, this is definitely starting to feel like an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? He slams the door and locks it, probably thinking that whoever was outside the door is trying to get in. But then he calls the front desk back and asks them about the 3rd floor, and the lady on the phone says that there isn't one. Now, this is where I'd start screaming and running down the hallway. But he just stands there and says, "But I am in room 313. Then the lady says that that room was sealed off 10 years ago. Then the call cuts off. The lights flicker and then he hears breathing outside the door. Yeah, okay, say that as a pretty clear sign that you need to get the hell out of there. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe and check out more content.